Good morning, everybody, and welcome back to the studio. Yes, I did shave, and I now have a little baby face, so there it is. Let's get that out of the way right away. But anyway, I have finally finished editing the last video for the Japan vlogs. Now, the let's see. So today is currently Tuesday. It is the 12th, and I'm gonna be honest. I haven't been able to work on any new vlogs like this since getting back because my throat was fucked up. I couldn't talk. I lost my voice almost completely. So work was a bit of a pain in the ass because of that, but it's finally back for the most part. Still not 100%. I'd say we're probably at around 85% good on the voice. Like I can't sing or anything like that, so not that I need to sing anymore because at this point you've probably seen my karaoke video, and that's a bit of a yikes. But I have finally finished all the Japan vlogs, so I can finally talk to you guys about my final thoughts on it, etc., etc., and then like where we go from here. So as I was saying real quick, today is the 11th, it's Tuesday. So the Kobe beef episode, the Kobe beef episode and the karaoke video, Halloween situation is going up today, and then on the 12th the final Japan vlog will go up, so that'll go up tomorrow on the 12th, and then this one will most likely go up on the 13th. So this will probably be the last one I film until the 13th. Maybe, I don't know, I might have some stuff for tomorrow that I want to film, but anyway, yeah, so I guess I should talk about how I felt about all the videos and how they came out. Personally, I think they did come out pretty well. On the one thing that I don't like about them is just that I didn't film as much as I would have liked. I really need to get over this fear of like filming in public and filming, especially when I'm over in Japan or in like a foreign country. You know, people do it all the time. I guess I just have that fear of being like a douchebag with a camera, like like Logan Paul or something. I don't know, but anyway, I think that so the videos turned out really well. I think just some holes, like just needing to fill in those holes in certain episodes where I should have filmed more. Like for example, like in the last video, literally the one that got posted yesterday, at the time you're watching this anyway. There's a scene where it's our last day and I'm like, I'm gonna go get some gifts for everybody. Well, I didn't film any of the gift getting, so I got all the gifts. I found those cigarettes from my buddy, surprisingly. They're called Dejarium Supers. So I got those, found everything else I needed, and I gave out all those gifts. And then on top of that, like I just should have filmed more bars because we met like really cool people that I didn't film enough of, like Eno. She runs Red Bar and Golden Guy. Really upset that I didn't film any of that. An old drunken Japanese man came in and bought us shots. It was great. It was amazing. There was also when we went to Hakone and did the ryokan. I didn't film us going to the. We went to a little. I don't even know if I talked about it, which is crazy because this was one of the best parts of the trip, where we went to this little shop, a little restaurant in Hakone, next to our ryokan, where the sweetest old Japanese woman gave us like she made food. Like I mean, it was a restaurant, but it was just her. She did the whole thing herself. Cooked us this really amazing meal. We got to sit down on the tatami, and her little cat Komori-chan was this little black cat that kind of reminded me of Gigi, but just fatter. And she would come over, and she would like say hi, and we couldn't understand the older woman, but like with our little broken Japanese that we knew, we got by, and she was just the sweetest old lady. She had a bunch of like pictures in her home/restaurant that were like signatures from like people who come in all over the years. There was one from like when Obama became president, and someone wrote down Obama's like face. It was pretty funny. It said, "Oh yes, we can," with his little slogan. So that was pretty funny. And I just regret not filming it because It was really fucking cool. A lot of the Japan like family owned restaurants and things are so fucking cool. Just like because you can tell these people live in these homes and like this is where they built their business. And that's not to say you can't do that in America. You can. It's just not very common. I think because at least in the suburbs like this, everything's so distant from each other. That's why you need a car to go anywhere. But over in those cities in Japan, they're like close together. So it's, I don't know. It was such an unforgettable experience, and I definitely regret not filming more of it. But that goes for a lot more stuff that we did that I just didn't film. But I am happy with what I did capture and what you guys did see, and I definitely plan on going back someday. Now the current thing goes into like, am I going to start learning Japanese? I don't know yet. Because the main thing is that I learned from this trip was like, I had a moment of like, oh man, what do I need to do to live in Japan and to do all that and just become a full-time Japanese vlogger for YouTube. And while that idea is nice and all, it just, I don't know. There's a couple things that keep me from wanting to go down that path. Number one thing is their immigration laws and how to actually live and work in Japan. It's basically impossible. I need to have a 4-year college degree, and I'm not going back to school. I don't have the money for that, nor do I really want to go through 4 years of school. Or I need to be able to speak the language fluently and get a job in a field that will take my visa, or that will give me they'll sponsor my visa. Unfortunately, Costco does not sponsor visas. So that's out of the question. Can't transfer to a Costco over there. But the only path I could see potentially going over there is making an editing reel to become an independent editor, and then finding a company that will sponsor that visa. But without knowing Japanese and not having worked 10 years over there, it's not feasibly possible. So that also, ever since I got back and I looked at all my Japanese games that I got back from last video, I really kind of, I'm like all in on wanting to start my game store still. That is still my number one dream, game store / cafe here in America, here in my own hometown. I think is really the path that I want to pursue. With that being said, however, I think it would be really cool to know Japanese to become an importer. I think getting an importing license and like doing all the things I need to do to bring Japanese content over here would be super fucking cool. I know Pink Gorilla Games in Seattle is a certified importer, and they bring all their Japanese games over as well. And I think that would be really neat. So doing something of that nature would be pretty sick. Not only could it be Japanese video games, but I could also get Japanese coffee over here as well. Certain things like that. You know, if it's a cafe, Japanese sweets, things that you just don't see over here to stand out and make it a different kind of experience. I don't know, something of that nature. And then as an importer, it would be very beneficial to know the language. And I could also go over there, once I'm established and have a high enough income to be able to go over there, it'd be really cool to go over there for a couple weeks out of the year, every year. And just do like a working holiday visa or something of that nature. So I don't know. But that is all in the distant future. I need to get the store off the ground and up and running first before I even think about doing the importing stuff. But that is my future, I believe. So I was thinking that now that I really want to get a head start on continuing my game store and like really kicking it into overdrive, I move into my new apartment on January 10th, and that's going to help immensely because that's going to mean that I will be paying $500 less a month in rent, and that's $500 I can just pump into the game store either by buying stuff for the game store or by starting to save up for my capital, which I will need to do here soon. But again, my goal is to open the game store in about 4 years. That's my goal. It's been a little bit of a slow burn recently, obviously with the Japan trip and just having a lot of bills and stuff here, but it should ramp up really quickly. I I've started getting bonus checks at work, which means I get an extra, basically, I get $3,000 extra every year, or twice a year, every 6 months. So that $3,000 I want to use as just straight into the fund for the capital that I'll need to start the store. So that's $6,000 every year that's just going to go straight into the game store, which is great. So you times that by 4 years, that's $24,000 right there. The last one, or the first one that I got, I used for this Japan trip, but I don't have any other trips planned. So that's what my goal is. But that's just using that. That doesn't count the extra $500 I get every month. I'm going to be doing a huge overhaul on my budgeting and my expenses and things of that nature, because I really do want to be a penny pincher starting now, so that I can pursue my dream. Obviously, $24,000 is a nice chunk of change to have. It won't be the even close to what I need. My goal is to kind of have just a $24,000 inventory before opening the store, if I'm being honest, or a $20,000 inventory, I should say. So that covers inventory costs, no problem. So the money that I'll be saving, you think 500, and obviously this is all subject to change. Nothing ever goes as planned in life. Things happen. It's just how it is. But for example, if $500 is what I'm able to save up every month, you times that by 12, and then you times that by 4. That gives you whatever capital I'll have. So I think it's doable. I think 4 years is a pretty realistic goal. But we'll see. We'll just have to play it by ear, of course. Because another part of me also really does want to put a down payment on a house before I even start the store. I think I mentioned that a little bit before I left for Japan, but I might have to take $10,000 of that 24 and just put that as a down payment on a house. But my goal is to get a house that the mortgage payment and all the house payments and stuff are less than what I would be paying in rent. So, but that's all, again, in the future. Hopefully within 4 years I can get a house and then get the, game store, or however we want to do it. But obviously you guys will be taken for the whole ride. You guys will be there with me the entire time, and that's going to be great. I'm super excited about it. So today, I think I'm just going to schedule the uploads for the vlogs that I have left, and then I guess clean up my apartment, do some laundry, and then I've got to get to trivia night tonight. So, but basically I have the whole day ahead of me. I'm very excited. It's been a lot of fun to get back into the swing of things, especially with YouTube and the game store. So I'm thinking we can bring back some thrifting vlogs here shortly, especially after I move. I'll have plenty of extra money to spend. So I might set aside like a $200 budget for thrifting every month, which would be pretty cool. So that means like out of the $500 I'm saving on rent, $300 could go to savings for capital, and then $200 could be used for just fucking around with thrifting. And I think that would be pretty cool. Gives us content for the vlogs and stuff like that. And not to mention, I still need to get into the soldering thing. I am still very interested in that and putting together things for videos. So I think our future on this channel is very bright. And thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you tomorrow for the next vlog. Peace out.